sponsors have run out, so we need to change them. I think we are going to go for the same ones because they were quite easy at cook while with them. Complete all the practice programs. You can't really go wrong with that one. You can just simulate it to do it. Simulate the practice. And then Sunburst was quite easy with getting a clean race. You literally just have to not get any warnings during the race, and you're quite fine. So, yep, going to sign them again, and hopefully we can just keep rolling the money in, and go down to Sunburst. There they are. Yep, there we are. And got all the driver perks for level 2 at the moment. Just looking at the money we spent, and yeah, it's kind of changing. R&D, not gonna go for that one. I'm gonna save up some R&D to get a major, and then I'll get it at practice. Gonna focus on durability department because it gives me resource points, and then I am also going to go for the funded team event because that also gives me resource points. So yeah, you can't go wrong with that. 10 plus 10% for all departments on funded team event away, and plus 10 for durability department focus, but minus 2.5 on all. But that don't really matter because of the team event that we'll be doing a little bit later. At the moment now we've got invitational event, so let's go to that and see what we can do. So here we are for the Overtake challenge. Got to overtake 10 opponents and we'll get 150,000. But going into turn 1 I changed the setup just a little bit. I didn't realise the cars spin round when you have 50 brake bias, so lost quite a couple of seconds now, but hopefully we can close that in. And towards the end of that lap we have closed it in. Unfortunately I would have liked it to be closer to the back straight, but going through the triple right-hander got so much more downforce than these older cars, so we're just going to easily go past 2 of them before the penultimate corner, and then we're going to get P8 for our third overtake on the straight, I do believe. Going on the straight now in rich fuel, setting the purple final sector, although it doesn't really matter. Easily going up into turn 1, gonna brake correctly this time, and into 3 overtakes done now. Going through the lefty righty twisty bit, we're going to go round the outside, switch to the outside for the opposite hander, and that's us up into 2 more positions. We're going to go round the outside of a chicane to go to the left hander, and that's 6 overtakes done now. Heading through the triple right hander, downforce is key again, 7 overtakes. 1 more minute to gain on the other 3, but 10 seconds remaining. Yeah, we weren't close enough, and unfortunately my mistake that I made on the first corner has cost me. So yeah, don't make mistakes, and I'm not going to restart it because there's no point in doing that. It'll just waste a little bit of time. So yeah, it's another 4 minutes for me to do, so yeah, not gonna do that. And instead we're going to go back to the team headquarters after we get the no overtake screen.
I think we've got room for some more investment.
Carl's saying that we can do some investment, but we're not going to do that. We're going to save up 6 mil so that we can get a simulator for Alex. Hopefully that will make him increase his pace. I do believe we are going to go for a major powertrain, and I think it's going to be on the ERS side of things. as it's one of the cheapest. The powertrain is the cheapest version. So for 1,125, we're gonna get it, and that will come in for the Netherlands GP. And yeah, that should be good. Hopefully we can overtake AlphaTauri soon. Getting the bonuses for morale and everything. Unfortunately we didn't get enough resource points for the of durability, but I've noticed that the sponsors haven't stayed on the car, so we've got to go do that quickly in the corporate menu. Go to customization and car liveries, sponsor decals, and put all the sponsors back on. So I do believe XXY lives here. Yep. Okay, that's good. Sunburst goes here. No. XXY goes here, so that's the second XXY. And Sunburst goes here. So that's 2 for Sunburst. Yeah, there's 4 for XXY, Alkali's Energies. So, gonna change one here, on the nose. Which is this one. Yeah. This one, change this one for XXY, so there's 3 Lupo Industries, 3 Alkali's Energy, 3 XXY, and 2 Sunburst, because that's the order of relevancy. Here we have the track now for the menus. Raining in practice 2, unfortunately, but not in the race or qualifying, so that's good. Performance comparison, nothing. Don't have enough resource points, so this is me checking now. So we're just going to go over and do qualifying at practice. Making quite a few jumps in the performance comparison. Jumping Haas after they were beating us going into Australia and Bahrain, I believe. Although I think I may have just been in front of them. Changing all components to the absolute most, at least one now, so be the third of everything, and second for energy store, and the first control electronics. Hopefully this should last me to the end of the season, especially with those thingies that I got, the driver perks, 10% less worn. So that should be lasting me till the end of the season with no penalties. Here we are in practice now, doing the track acclimatization. Going across the line, and we are going to get a purple, so I don't need to do that anymore. Doing the qualifying program now, and it doesn't seem to have gone well, so we're just going to come into the garage. Coming across the line to finish lap 1 of the race strategy, and just starting lap 2, coming across the line to finish lap 2. Yeah, not the best, and more front wing damage. Coming across the line to restart the test. Lap 1 did quite well, got green. Lap 2 now, coming across the line, and we set another green time, so that's 2 laps in the green. 1 more lap and we shall get the purple. And coming across the line for that lap, and quite consistent, 2/10 all the time in front of the target time, so I can't really complain about that. That was the end of practice. Unfortunately, couldn't do any of the other programs due to the qualifying mess up and the race strategy mess up, so I do believe I went for an extra downforce, and that's why I was much better, but yeah. Fortunately, no pace in qualifying pace program once again. Alex Albon beating us that time on the hards when we were on the medium, so that's a little bit worrying, but you know, I was just trying to fix all the other problems first, so I haven't been focusing too much on times in practice due to the fact that the previous rounds we've been getting first. Rival screen once again. Gonna go with none of them. Sorry.
You left some bottles right there on the track.
Well, I weren't struggling for grip. Not gonna say anything once again. Savvy. Once again, Claire does not like us not answering her questions, but I told her, give me questions that I can answer. Getting some resource points now, moving up to 1,300, and we should be able to get that fix that Sashi failed upgrade. But I do believe I'm actually going to go for a major fuel upgrade on the powertrain, because I'm lacking quite a bit in the powertrain, I do believe, at the moment. Getting some messages just before qualifying from Jeff. And hopefully we can do well in qualifying for the second time at Vietnam. So yeah, powertrain is one of our best, actually. It's our best. So I do believe we are actually going to go for an upgrade on... Nope, never mind. We go for... Yeah, we fix that one for the Sashi, but no, I thought I went for something else as well. Ah, never mind. Last season we got P17 in Vietnam, so hopefully we can do much better for this season as the car has improved. But to find that out, we've got to go to qualifying. So let's go. Change of helmet for this GP, and coming across the line to finish our first lap. That is going to put us 3/10 off Magnussen's P7 time, unfortunately, and that puts us in P20 at the end of our everyone else's first run. Coming across the line to start our second run now, and our final run. Going into turn 1, breaking about 100-meter board, clipping the curb just a little bit, although we should have taken a later apex, which means touch the apex at a later point. Going through turn 3 now, taking an early apex once again through all these corners, accelerating onto the straight, and we're losing a little bit of time. About a 10th to our previous best, which is a little bit unfortunate. Maybe I got some slipstream. Going into turn 6 and 7 now, clipping the curves a little bit, staying in second gear, going through the long left-hander of turn 8. Accelerating now into turn 9 and heading towards the turn 11 hairpin now. Going 2/10 up on our previous best time, and I'm going to ask about our teammate.
Their best lap time is a 1:36.0.
36.0 is what we want to beat. Going through turn 10 with that little kink. It's not really a kink actually. Going through turn 11, the hairpin now, clipping the curb on the inside. Don't really want to do that too much, and our time has showed us that we shouldn't have done that. 2/10 improvement should put us in front of Alex Albon, because he set a 36.0 and we set a 36.1, so 2/10 will be a 35.9 for us, so that's going to be better than the 36.0 if I'm correct. Going through the final sector now, heading towards past pit lane and the penultimate corner, braking just before the black box disappears under my virtual rear view mirror. Going through the final corner now, accelerating onto the final straight, going 3/10 up. Where's it going to put us? I didn't see because I was focusing on the delta time. P18, which I do believe is in front of Alex Albon. But unfortunately that is nowhere compared to our previous two, actually no, to Bahrain qualifying. Just realised that Australia qualifying was P18 as well, I think. Or P17. I think it was P17. Anyway, Mercedes locking out the front row once again, and we lock out the bottom 6 with the Alfa Romeos of George Russell and Gio, with the Williams of Metchi and Nicholas Latifi finishing in last position. Comparing the times now, we set a 26.0 and 41.1. They did. I can't see. I think I did much better in the final sector than I did all the other sectors, if I am correct. Please put it in the comments if I was correct or not, and correct me if I was wrong. Team Acclaim, not gaining much, and
It's not quite where we'd want to be on the grid, but chin up, it's not the end of the world.
Jeff telling us it's not the end of the world for finishing quite down far in qualifying. So Jeff knows that we have more pace in the car than I showed in that. So yeah, unfortunately we didn't do as well, but hopefully we can show what we are made of in the race.
The Formula One circus has arrived in Southeast Asia once more, as we usher in a new era and get ready to go racing here in Vietnam. A lap of Hanoi circuit then, 3.4 miles around the Vietnamese capital. A number of the 23 corners take their inspiration from other great circuits, hopefully creating plenty of passing opportunities. With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Perez, Max Verstappen, and Sainz, Ricciardo, Norris, Vettel, and Lance Stroll, Gasly, Raikkonen, Daniel Kvyat, and Grosjean, Ocon, Magnussen, George Russell, and the engineer, Giovinazzi, Albon, Matsushita, and Nicholas Latifi. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Some reason,
Early if you want to have any chance of beating your results from the last race. Good luck.
David Croft and Anthony Davidson weren't talking too much, changing the front wing down a little bit, all the way to 6, so that we can get some better straight line speed, but that could mean understeer. Changing the fuel now, and we've got +1 lap of fuel, but hopefully we can warm up our tyres on this formation lap now, getting the temperature panel up, and yeah, let's go to the Vietnam formation lap.
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
And once again, they are nice and warm all the time. AI takes over just before the pit lane, so I guess that means that we can't come into the pit lane if we ever want to change tyres. So yeah, I guess that makes kind of sense, because you should start on the tyres that you want to start on, not change in the formation lap. Coming to the grid slot now, turning quite late to go into the grid slot, so we are facing towards the wall. Luckily, the game realised this and will reset us once everyone else has lined up on the grid, like it has. Getting ready for the 5 lights now for the race, getting a go now, and we get a kind of good start. Magnussen getting some wheel spin along with Ocon up ahead of us, who could have been our rival. Heading towards turn 1, we're going to go look into the inside. We're going to go down the inside of Grosjean. That could be quite dangerous. We make contact with him, and then we're going to make contact again through the long left-hander turn 2, but I think that warning's for the contact in turn 1. Going through turn 3 now, and we're going to the inside of Grosjean and Kvyat. That's going to be a little bit dangerous, but Kvyat says no and pulls the dangerous out of that equation. Head towards turn 7, we're going to block off Esteban Ocon, and we're going to go down the inside of Danny Kvyat, turn defense into offense. We make him cut the corner at turn 7, which is a little bit naughty. Jeff telling us that we got a nice start and heading towards turn 11 hairpin. I'm staying on board because it is mayhem on this straight. Slipstream is literally everything. Kvyat's going to go one way, Ocon's going to go the other. Ocon's going towards the outside. Kvyat's pulled to the behind us. I closed the door on both of them, and we stay in P13 at the moment. Them two swapping places round at the moment. Voucher Button at a 140.9, I think that was. We come across the line to set a 149.1, so almost identical reversed. Going through turn 6, 7 now, getting a hopefully good exit onto the main straight now, but we get a little bit of understeer through that corner, and that's messed up our run onto the back straight. Thinking that we got some damage, we go onto the damage screen, and Ocon just breezes past us. He doesn't even need the DRS. He might make a mistake, Jeff, but I don't think we're close enough to go back at him. But we look at having a dive up his inside at the hairpin, don't quite work, and he don't make a mistake. Jeff now telling us to use our overtake button of 137.4 from the race leader of Valtteri Bottas. I think that may have been a 0.3, but you know, I don't care. 139.6 from us, as DRS is now enabled on lap 3. Jeff's telling us also once again to use our overtake button, as we have quite a lot, but you don't understand that I have a technique that I use. Lap 4 we beat our personal best, only just, and going on to looking at the pit stop stuff now, and it seems like George Russell's done a second pit stop already. Pit at the end of lap 1. If you would have looked at the mini map, you would have noticed. Approaching the pit window now on lap 5, so we're going to go full beans on these final laps before the pit stop. Looking behind us to see where Kvyat is, and he's not close enough. Looking at the panels, change them all, and going into the hairpin now. Ocon and Stroll ahead of us are going side by side as we lose the rear end. All it's happening in these mid stages of the Grand Prix. Going through the end of that lap, and we lose 2 tenths because of all that happened, and hopefully we can gain this back. Looking at the changing the downforce settings to 10 on the front wing, meaning we'll get some extra grip in the corners, as we were losing that, and you would have just seen that Ocon went side by side with Stroll through that, and we are now going to pit this lap, not onto the hard, so I'm going to change that when I'm in the pit lane, you'll see. And Jeff's telling us that we need to go down the to mix 2. Tyre condition is good, but I'm getting so much understeer, Jeff, so yeah, you may want to rethink that. We come in then with Esteban Ocon, unfortunately getting a track limit warning just before we came into the pit lane, because we did cut the pit lane line just a bit. Changing the tyres now to medium, as you'll see, because you don't really want to go on hard when you've already got so much understeer. In terms of grip levels, it goes soft, medium, hard, and hard gives you the least grip. 2.0 seconds pit stop, but we get held up by Esteban Ocon, so there's no point in having that quick pit stop if we couldn't get ahead of Esteban Ocon. Not the only ones to pit. We come out in P19. Alex is in the pits, but there's a yellow flag ahead. Pierre Gasly's out of the session, and that would promote us to a provisional P12, I think no, provisional P14, because we were 14th before we came in, I think. Oh no, we were 13th. Okay, never mind. Captain Stroll behind is... No, we were 14th. We jumped Stroll. Okay. Heading to the end of lap 9. Stroll is closing in, and now he is in our DRS, which is a little bit annoying. So hopefully we can keep him behind. Heading towards the straight, on the straight of turn 7. Stroll gets in another gearbox, but backs out of it before turn 6. Staying on board because it's obvious that he's going to get past us on this main straight, this back straight now. Getting the best exit that we can, but it's not going to be enough. It's obvious that Stroll is going to get past us, and yeah, easily past us before the DRS zone. So that's a little point of that. Going through the end of that lap now, and we set red sectors in every sector, 8 seconds to our previous best. Alex Albon's getting into P14, so from P20 is massive, so well done to him. At the hairpin, we lose the rear end massively, almost going into the wall, but we don't. And keep it nice and steady. And seeing the delta time now, we lost a second because of that. Most likely about 5 tenths due to the fact we were already going to lose 5 tenths, I bet you. Going through the final sector and drift tells us that we've got 2 laps of fuel remaining. Obviously, it's got 2 laps of racing to go. Heading towards lap 13, do quite well. Set a green sector 1 on lap 13. Looking behind to see if anyone was close, but no one was. Heading on to the final lap now, set in a 1:39.4, half a tenth quicker than our previous lap, not too bad. Less than a lap of fuel now, as the tank is empty. Valtteri Bottas wins the Grand Prix, well done him. And we're going to come across the line to finish P13 and P14 for the team. Not a bad effort from P18 and P20. Considering we had a lot of understeer, so yeah.
Here we are then, a fantastic Vietnam Grand Prix, and what a performance it was from our race winners today. What do you think it was, Ants, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
Danny Ricciardo getting a second podium in 3 races, after retiring in the first Grand Prix, so he's on the roll at the moment. Valtteri Bottas win Grand Prix, followed by Lewis Hamilton, so Mercedes getting a third 1-2 of the season. Hopefully we can stop that soon. Well, not me, but like me as in the other teams as well. Getting some XP due to the fact that we completed 14 laps, and yeah, no bonuses unfortunately. Luckily we get 2 tier 17 acclaim, which is a pair of gloves. Wow. Okay then. Looking at race results, and instantly I see that Alex was quicker than us on the best lap by 8 tenths, and the only person we would have beaten was the Williams and of Nobuharu and George Russell in the Alfa Romeo, so that's a little disappointing. Second best in no points, and best in points in Drivers' and Constructors' Championship respectively. Hopefully we can get some points soon, and hopefully they'll push us above AlphaTauri. We're not getting on to 13 points to break the 888 points that they all had along with Ferrari. Ferrari also getting 10 points that weekend to go on to 18. Yeah, I am breaking everyone's expectations, and F1's a team sport though. We all put an extreme amount of effort. Well, none of us wanted to be the person to back down. These things happen from time to time. With me more often than not. Kind of want to make it the other way around though. Getting some team acclaim, almost on to level 12 for driver acclaim, and Alex getting quite close to level 13 driver acclaim, and we're getting quite close to level 16 driver acclaim as a team. Getting 1.19 mil from the sponsors bonuses. Fortunately, we got damage in practice, as you would have seen, so we lose some money. Getting to 6.14 mil in cash now, and hopefully we can spend that on the simulator, as that is 6 mil. So yeah, hopefully you can join us for that tomorrow, hopefully. But until next time, I'm the Racing Engineer. You know what to do. Goodbye.